So, Stellar Blade is making all kinds of noise, but a good noise, which is a great news for Sony PlayStation, and in this case, PlayStation 5. Uh, Stellar Blade, it's one of those games when I first tried the demo, I really didn't know what to think of it at first, but I just knew that I like it. I like the graphics, art design, story, and of course, combat mechanics really intrigued me as well. And the fact that there was even a demo got me excited. So I started, looking into this game, started learning more about this game. And, as you start researching about this game, you also find out that some controversy came out of it as well. Well, quite a lot of controversy, as a matter of fact. One of the very first controversies that came out was what was written, the graffiti that was written on the wall called the hard R. Now, the hard R, I personally did not know that has some kind of an offensive racial slur to it. I really don't know. I don't honestly think even Shift Up, I'm sorry. I don't think even Shift Up knew about that because they're not familiar. South Korea is not familiar with the American culture here and all the shenanigans that's going on here, right? In our good old USA of A, right? So even and I live here, I didn't know that hard R means an offensive racial slur. But anyway, you learn something new every day, right? So they had to remove that. So that was removed, which I understand. Okay, if it has the racial slur that has some meaning that it's making an offensive racial indication, sure, remove it. I have no problem with that. But then here comes another thing. Another thing that came out was the costumes. Yet another controversy. Apparently, the director of the game from Shift Up says that he will not censor anything. That there won't be any censorship in all the countries. Everyone will get the same uncensored version regarding the costumes. And then, here we are today, April 26th. There's a day one patch where Sony has forced Shift Up to tone down the costumes and censor it to show as less skin as possible. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Again, not a deal breaker for me, okay? I get it. This is not an adult game. I'm not looking to, pleasure myself while playing this game. Okay, they have games for that. If you want that, go to Steam. They have those types of games. So anyway, not a deal breaker, but I do find it kind of ridiculous because this is an adult, mature game. They use words like F and S, like fuck, shit, damn. Right. So it's meant for. There's an adult language. It's a mature game. Has some sexual themes to it, but the fact that they had to tone down the costumes, which I find it so ridiculous. This is a mature game, and why are we censoring anything? People who buy this game, they need to understand. Hey, it's mature. It's rated mature, like you can see over there. So you understand there's going to be some mature stuff in there. But I guess Sony's trying to appease to everybody, I guess, And my solution would have been, why not just use a toggle on and off for stuff that might be offensive or for the stuff that might be, sexually oriented, in terms of like sexual themes, provocative themes. Why not just use a censor option? Like in Cyberpunk, there's a censor option. You can censor ding dongs, big dicks. You can censor vaginas. You can censor titties. You can censor a lot of stuff. And you have that option to censor. Maybe you want to do a live stream, so you don't want to have any kind of nudity while you're live streaming, right? Why not give gamers the option? See, I think this issue can always be fixed. And how do you fix that issue? You fix that issue is simply by giving people the option, censor, uncensor, right? You want this option of censorship, turn it on. You don't want it, turn it off. You should be able to turn it on and off at any given time. So that right there should be resolved immediately. But apparently Sony doesn't want you to have that option. Okay, so there's that. So that's a little bit of negative that kind of, again, not a deal breaker for me, but it does kind of like rubs me the wrong way because like I'm buying a mature game. I'm not buying a game that says E for everyone. Okay, this game, it's not meant for kids. It's meant for an adults. All right, it's an adult game, so adults should play it, right? Mature adults. But again, not a deal breaker. So on a day one patch, there's another thing that came out, which was something that the IGN complained about when they did the review regarding the progression carryover when you finish the game on your first run. So when you finish the game on your first run, when IGN was reviewing it, you can carry over your progression, right? If you finish the game and you unlock everything, you upgrade everything, all your skill points, all the stuff that you have accumulated, you can't bring it with you on the second run. You have to start again fresh. And a lot of people got kind of upset about that. IGN obviously didn't like that. Well, I mean, I agree. I don't like that either. But apparently, right after that review, Shift Up made a statement. And on their statement, they said that on day one patch, there's going to be a new game option available where you can start a new, fresh game. Once you finish the first run on whatever difficulty, on a second run, you'll be able to utilize all of your accolades, all of your stuff that you have acquired throughout the 30 hours plus you playing the game or whatever difficulty. You'll be able to utilize those features and carry over on a second run. And on the second run, you'll be able to start exactly with all the features that you have available. So that way you can run through the second playthrough of the game with all of the accolades and features and skills that you have acquired. You'll be able to go run through the game on a second run. And that's pretty freaking awesome. That gives you a now much higher value of replayability, right? Replayability, replay value. It's very important, especially when you're looking at the $70 video game. So that to me, it's a great news. It's a big bonus, right? For a game like this, because it's not a multiplayer game. It's only a single player game. And that's pretty awesome. I can play this without internet connection, which is great. You're not required to have a PlayStation Plus to play it, which is great. So you can always go back and replay, and that's freaking awesome. So I'm very excited about that feature that they have that. Because that gives you a huge value. On top of this game having excellent state-of-the-art graphics, great art, great design. It's like, Japanese anime. Even though I know it's not a Japanese, it's a South Korean, Seoul, South Korean. But you know what I mean. It's an Asian anime style type vision of art. And I love anything that has to do with the Asian anime, Japanese, all of that. I love it. So, another thing that it's also talked about in this game is this rumor that, and again, I don't know if this is a legit rumor or not. This is just what I have heard from the news, reading on the MSN, Microsoft Start, different sources out there. So take it with a grain of salt, but I have heard this rumor that Stellar Blade, it's on its way today, by the end of the day, within 24 hours, to hit 1 million sold copies of this game. You heard me right. 1 million copies to be sold within the end of the day today, which is the April 26th, 2024, year of our Lord. That's pretty amazing. If it's true, that's pretty freaking amazing. And that means yet another home run for Sony PlayStation. Yet another home run for Sony PlayStation. And if you look at PlayStation 5 2024, first 4 months, we're almost in May. That's going to be 5 months. But in the first 4 months of 2024, PlayStation has already 3 successful exclusives. Helldivers 2, it's breaking all kinds of records. Rise of the Ronin, it's climbing out there on that record. You know, it's taking a little while. And then now you have this one, Stellar Blade. So that's 3 successful exclusives. Helldivers 2, Rise of the Ronin, and Stellar Blade. That's 3 successful PlayStation 5 exclusive games. And that's just shy of 4 months of 2024. So PlayStation is looking pretty strong. But then again, Sony has been looking pretty strong for nearly now, 28 years. Almost the 3 decades, bro. They've been standing strong for 3 decades, man. Nearly 30 years, man. Nearly 30 years. And that's shows you right there, shows you where Sony is. They really have no competition at this point. Who is a competitor for Sony right now? Microsoft? Xbox? Excuse me. Let's not even go there, man. Let's not even step into the green zone when it comes to the Xbox. Let's stay in the blue zone over here, because the blue zone, it's really where all the VIP action is going on. That's where the greatness is going on. So, like I said, this is all great news for Sony, and even their PlayStation Portal selling out really great. Finally, it's back in stock. And now we have PlayStation VR 2 that's going to have the patch update to give us the ability to connect PlayStation VR 2 to our PC and use the PlayStation VR 2 and all of its accolades that it has with a PC, which is great. So anyway, that's the video. I just wanted to briefly talk about the Stellar Blade. It's making all kinds of noise, but for the right reasons. So, look, I think you should play this game. I most certainly will play this game. I think Shift Up has a huge success on its hands. It's already going to be selling 1 million units, and we'll find out what the number is by next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But I'm sure it's going to be like 12 million, 15 million, maybe even 20 million copies. So this is the game you want to play. You don't want to miss out on this game. Is it worth it? Absolutely. This is the game you can say, okay, it's worth $70 because you can always go back and play this game. And you don't need to be online to play it. You don't need a PlayStation Plus membership to play it. You can play it offline anytime you want. Play it on all the different difficulties. There's many different difficulties. You can replay this game and you can unlock different things and carry over and do it on another difficulty and a higher difficulty and come back again on your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th run, and you can unlock even more stuff and then start playing through it. And maybe, there's a DLC down the road with some new features and you'll be able to play it yet again. So yeah, it's definitely worth $70. There's no question about that, So that's the video, guys. That's all I have. I just kind of wanted to briefly talk about it and give you my opinions on it. So there you have it. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you with a live stream of this. There will be a live stream of Stellar Blade. There's no question about it. Over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, man, I want to play this. I want to jump into this. I want to really deep dive into Stellar Blade. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the live stream.